All right, guys. So how many of you believe that age is just a number? Raise your hand. All right. So for those of you that raise your hands, I'm assuming that you guys think it's okay to send a minor to prison. Many of us in this room are older than 18 years old now. However, maybe some of us have done something illegal in the past, and we weren't able to get away with it because we were young. Would any of us really be okay though if a minor not receiving the maximum penalty killed one of our loved ones and they weren't sent to jail just because they weren't 18? I have seen many people killed through school shootings, drunk driving, and murders on the news by adolescents, and it is frustrating to see that they are not able that they are able to get away with it because they are so young. If any other person over 18 were to commit these crimes, they'd be facing life-changing punishments. Some kids are only just a couple weeks away from being 18, and they are able to get away with murder. A couple weeks does not completely change an individual's mindset. A crime is a crime, and each case should be handled as such. My goal here today is to change your guys' way of thinking towards teen killers. First, I will speak about how a man and a minor can commit the same crime, but both will be handled differently. Second, I will talk about how in most cases these adolescents do not have any mental disabilities and are a clear danger to society. Finally, I will argue that if an adolescent were to kill any of your family members or loved ones, would you really feel any sympathy towards them? Robert Anthony Buell was convicted of the murder of the 11-year-old girl, Christian Leah Harrison. He was arrested in 1982 and died by lethal injection in 2002. In another case, Christian Fernandez killed his 2-year-old brother at the age of 13 and will only remain in a juvenile facility until he is 19. Both males committed the same crime, however, they did not receive the same harsh punishment. The teenager will be set free 6 years later, while Robert was left in prison for 20 years and then died by lethal injection. You guys might argue that he is still young and probably going through hard times, but we all hear about grown men being rapists and murderers and whatnot. But a child already having this mentality at such a young age should be really disturbing. And just to think about, like, once he gets to be a grown man, how horrible it'd be. From the article, teens should absolutely be tried as adults from when they commit adult crimes. States if teens think they're old enough to drink and smoke, then they should be old enough to face adult consequences. Now I'll be transitioning to my second argument. Many people argue over the fact that these kids are very young and aren't able to differentiate rights and wrongs. They claim that their brains are not fully developed, so they aren't able to think clearly. However, at least by the age of 10, kids are aware that they have a conscience and able to think for themselves. In the article on punishment and teen killings written by Jennifer Jenkins, she writes that if brain development were the reason, then teens would kill at roughly the same rate around the world. But we do not go through this phase of bloodthirst like we go through puberty, and we do not have the desire to kill, right? I know you're probably thinking that I am insensitive for thinking to send a young guy or girl to prison if they committed a crime. I understand that some are at a very young age, but do not let it deceive you. They still present a very real and serious danger to society. Khan, the ABC News writer of juvenile justice, states how they decided not to send the 16-year-old Cameron Williams to the juvenile system because of the seriousness of his crimes and deserves to be locked up. If a 16-year-old boy killed your mom or grandpa in cold blood, would you tell your lawyer, or the judge for that matter, to drop the case because of his age? Would you let him walk the street so he can commit the same crime that he committed to you, to another family? I don't think so. To wrap this up, if age is just a number in relationships, it should be the same for kids in court. On the website, Juveniles Tried and Sentenced as Adults, it says children are killing more than ever. The number of juveniles arrested for homicides has increased by 60% from 1981 to 1990. A murder will always be a murder, and hopefully everyone here has the same mentality through my speech. I talked about how a man could commit the same crime as an adolescent, but both would be done but both will be gone about differently. I talk about how these teens don't have a disorder causing them to do this. And lastly, I put you guys in the shoes of the victims' families by asking you how you feel if the same situation happened to you. God will not let these victims live and give them a second chance in life just because they're killed by a child. These kids may not be old enough to buy a pack of cigarettes, but they can easily become the next biggest serial killer by then. Thank you.